Hey everyone. Whoa, that's a lot of words. Welcome back to more Planescape Torment. I believe this is the merchants area, and we'll find lots of shops down in here. So let's talk to a few normal hivers. Angry hive dweller. You see a man in old and tattered clothes. As you approach him, he makes a detour to avoid you and keeps walking. Greetings. The man ignores you, begins to walk faster. Sir? He turns, glancing briefly to the right and left of you, as if looking to see if you have any friends with you. He draws a dagger. You best leave me be. You've been wearing this steel between your ribs. Farewell, then. Fair enough. Doesn't want to be bothered. I must be really annoying. I'm walking up to everyone just asking if I could ask them questions and then asking them about the hive. Have you spent much time at the market cutter? They got just about anything a body needs there. Well, we're about to find out, actually, if that's the case. Alright, I see it's like two places I can go to as well. Hive Dwelling, Braskin's Kip. Sample herbs. Alright, so we should probably talk to this gentleman about that seed we got from Beth. Let's go in these two places first, though. It looked like someone's home, and they didn't want us to go into it. They wouldn't allow us to go into it. Talk to him first. If he can stand the bugger's stench, there's a fellow named Reekwind round here who ought to have some interesting tales to tell you. Maybe I'll go find him. Farewell. Oh, I remember Reekwind. Oh.
Alright.
We'll meet him soon. He's in this area. Oh, this is a very nice place this guy's got. In a loud, booming voice, Braskin asks, "What in the name of the abyss are you doing in my house? Leave now, before I make you even more ugly than you already are." Alright then, farewell. Fair enough. There's another house down here. We have this house up here. I guess we'll visit the market while we're here at the market. Githarai, townsperson. We haven't actually talked to a Githarai yet. This man slowly turns as you approach. His eyes are like two black stones. They briefly flicker over your frame, then he locks gazes with you. Although this man looks humanoid, he has a yellow cast to his skin and gaunt features. He has a thin, angular frame. His limbs look like they're made of nothing but strings of muscle knotted around bone. His clothing is a curious blend of sharp colors and dull, mud-stained browns. Greetings. The man remains silent. He does not acknowledge your greeting. He merely stares at you. Mind if I ask you some questions? Give it up, Chief. Talking to a Gith is like trying to make good with a razor vine. Let's go. A Gith? Yeah, a Gith. Ward glances at the Gith, who is still staring at you. We'll talk about it some other time. Alright, fair enough. Oh, that was awkward. Oh, he just wanted to walk up here and stare at Mort. Not creepy at all. This window, if that's what it is, seems to be made from a blue stone that shifts and bends as you look at it. It glows softly in the dim light of the city. Oops, someone's home.
What's up?
I'm gone.
Can we talk to her? You see a plump woman going about her chores. She doesn't notice you entering the room. Alright, then we'll... no, we'll talk to her. We'll talk to her. Hello? What are you doing in my house? Don't you have any manners? You just don't go around entering people's houses. I'm sorry. I didn't know anyone lived here. Well, now you know. Please leave now, and close the door on your way out. I have many chores that still need to finish, and I don't need any more interruptions. Goodbye. Farewell. And we're going to be that type of hero. But I'm not going to steal from people.
Done.
If they're watching. I don't intend to steal from them, at least. I'll steal from people who are rude to me. That doesn't make any sense. Let's talk to this merchant. This older merchant has a worldly look to him. His deep voice is gentle but confident. Ah, hello there. Are you ready to sample some of the most delectable treats from across the plains, my good man? Oh, what do you have? All manner of delicacies to delight your palate, my good man. Arborean fire seeds, garbar root, Elysian pears, crimson lotus petals, Pytopian shepherd's bread, shift spice from the chaos of limbo, and sea plums are what I have at the moment. Merely 5 coppers for a taste of anything you'd like. Yeah, let's ask about something. What does a fire seed taste like? I can only suggest that you try it, my good man, and see for yourself. Okay, sure, I like spicy stuff. Let's try some fire seeds. Don't swallow them. Simply spit them out when they've finished tingling. He smiles and offers you a handful of small red seeds. Yeah, pop into her mouth. The seeds, sweet and tasting faintly of cinnamon, become warm and tingle in your mouth. It takes a moment for you to realize that they've actually burst into flame. Soon, however, the sensation dies out, and you spit them into the gutter. Wow! Oh, that'd be wonderful. I love spicy hot, like super cinnamony stuff, or spicy food. I love it. That's all for now. I had some questions. The man shakes his head. Then I advise you seek answers elsewhere, sir. I deal only in exotic foodstuffs, spices, and herbs, and have time nor care for little else. Beth, the midwife of this square, needs some herbs sprung from the seed. Here, can you help me? The man takes the seed and looks at it critically. As he presses it between his thumb and forefinger, he winces, and a small drop of blood appears on his thumb. Ah, this seed's got a bite on it. I noticed that too. Do you have the herbs she's talking about? He can't seem to take his eyes off the seed. Lad, I don't know if there's anyone who has what your friend seeks. To be square, I've never seen such a seed before. You would need someone who cultivates seeds such as this, for I have none. Very well then. Where would I find such a person?
Updated my journal.
I don't know the dark of that, friend. He hands the seed back to you. You'd be hard-pressed to find a gardener in the hive. Well, looks like I'll have to. Thanks for your help. Farewell. Oh, alright, it's not going to be as easy as I was hoping it was going to be. Oh, I remember where to go now. Okay. This game's slowly coming back to me. Alright, it's not in this area. I won't ruin it anymore. Hello? This man looks absorbed in studying the goods on display in the stalls of the market. He pays no attention to you as you approach. Oops, sorry to disturb you. Oh, hello. This woman does the same. Okay.
I'm gone.
I, Gisquirrel. You see a spindly-looking merchant with a brush of gray and red stubble across his chin. He wears several layers of brightly colored robes, so much so that he looks like a flag with arms and legs. He is shaking slightly as you watch. Greetings. I, Gisquirrel. He bows and spreads his trembling hands. As he does, you notice his hands and forearms are a twisted mass of black scar tissue, as if they were once badly burned. Oh, wow. How did you hurt your hands? Gisquirrel doesn't seem to have heard you. He answers only with his spiel, delivered in the same flat monotone. Gisquirel buy cloth, sell cloth, wash cloth, mend cloth, and... He gestures at the layers of clothing with his shaking hands. Wear cloth. Can I see what you have? Bandages and needle and thread is what he's selling. Oh wow, I could sell him 2 dirty rat charms for 80 copper pieces. He's not buying anything that Mort has. Oh, he will buy a lesser rune of warding. Let's sell him. Oh, we won't. There might be a better merchant who will buy it from us. And you know, though, that he will purchase it. Actually, no, we will sell it to him. We could use those coppers. And I'm going to buy a few of these. Some needle and threads. $84 gold worth. And we'll put those on my bar. Oh, hey, you know what? We're a thief now, aren't we? We can use this earring to raise my hide and shadow skill a little bit. I completely forgot about that. Black barbed seed. This tiny black seed has a series of small barbs sprouting from the surface. What was that one movie with the plant that wanted blood?
I'm gone.
Little Shop of Horrors, I think is what that was called. Wasn't that a musical? I think. Reminds me of that. This attractive young woman is smiling and beckoning to all passersby. She calls out the virtues of her goods. Really? That's... Oh, what she's selling. Okay, sure. Sure, yes, what she's selling. Plates, jugs, cups, tankards, drink from the goblets of the finest lords. Upon seeing you, she waves you over as if you were an acquaintance. May I see what you're selling here? I sell plates, cups, jugs, tankards, cutlery, and the like, sir. All of quality, sir. The finest. She steps back and lifts the lid of the crate on the wagon behind her. Please, look over my goods. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm a little nervous she's a pickpocket, but we'll do this anyway. We'll step closer, examine the contents of the crate. You peer into the crate. It's full of plates, cups, jugs, tankards, cutlery, and the like. They look to be of varying degrees of quality, but some of it appears quite nice. As you are looking them over, she presses up against you. See anything you like, sir? Her long wavy hair brushing against your shoulder smells faintly sweet, like vanilla. Oh, she's using her womanness on us. Where does all this come from? Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing. Well, too late now. No. There's nothing I need there. But I had some questions. Oh, sir, but wait! She puts her hand on your forearm. Her touch is light as a feather. Are you sure there is nothing you need? Surely something for your own home? Or a gift? She bites her lip coyly, cocking her head slightly. Well, that is a nice plate right there. What, sir, this one here? Oh, I wanted to buy something for the cute girl. Oh, that's a shame. No, wait, this is ridiculous. I don't need plates. Can I ask you some questions? She looks so sad that you're nearly stricken with guilt. Slowly she lowers the lid of the crate. Sorry, sir. I have no time for questions. I must sell what I can before the day is done. For my family is large and hungry. I understand. Farewell. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Alright, let's talk to Kosajai. This toothless old crone reeks of fish and brine. Spying your approach, she gives you a wide, pink smile. Fish, my child? Fish heads, mayhap? Oh, what are you offering exactly? Why, fish, my silly child. Fish of all sorts. And fish heads, for those too short of jink for the whole ones. Teeny tiny fish heads. Where do they come from? They're brought to Sigil from all over the plains, my boy. Would you like some? I sell only the heads. Should ye be short on jink? I don't need fish. Can I ask you some questions? She shakes her head a little, wrinkled... Oh, she shakes her little wrinkled head. No answers have I. Only fish. Farewell, then. Another hive merchant.
All right.
So we'll talk to all these people. This dour-faced old fellow appears to be selling various hand weapons. Ah, come on over then. Come to see my blades, have you? Oh, yes, I have. Cool. Okay, so we can sell some stuff to him. Let's start by getting rid of our green knife and our stilettos, which are worth less and less as we begin to sell them, and this other jagged knife. And, oh wow, he doesn't even want the wooden club. I guess we're just going to drop that. Oh yeah, just in case you didn't know, as you can see, he's not interested in buying certain things. Certain merchants buy certain things. So he's interested in weapons, and he'll buy all the trinkets we have. Interestingly enough, the rule of 3 earring would give me 99 coins, but it's worth 120 coins to him to sell it. So, well, it could be worth a little bit of cash after we use it to take the coins out. We'll just sell the whole thing. And what's he selling? How much is it worth, by the way? 180 to buy it back, in case I need to. High quality axe. +1 Thaco. Not enchanted, though. It does decent damage. But, so, we're doing 2 through 7 right now with our weapon. with a +1 THAC0, and it's faster. So arguably, you could make the argument that unless we get a critical hit, our dagger's better than the axe. I can't use it anyway. Items you can't use are red, just in case you did not know that. Iron Knuckles, 1 through 3 crushing, fist irons, 2 through 4 crushing. We already have fist irons. Antler axe, 2 through 7 slashing, even less damage. Okay, so he's the guy I'll just sell crap to then, for 1 copper each.
Come in, Basher. Look here, the finest Toledo blade.
I'm gone.
Oh. I already saw the finest Toledo blade. We got Hive Dweller, Hive Merchant. Jump, Lim Lim, jump! The merchant seems to suddenly notice you. Oh, greetings! Would you like to purchase one of these playful, gambling Lim Lims, my lord? Not yet. Just what are these Lim Lims? They're from the Outlands, my lord. Neither wholly insect nor animal. They are friendly, playful, and quite loyal. He takes a sidelong glance at the Lim Lims, then leans close to whisper. Pretty tasty, too, in a pinch. Can I ask you some questions about them? The only questions I'll answer, I'm afraid, are about the Lim Lims, my lord. Well, that's fine. What are they again? Okay, so he doesn't say anything else. How much is it to purchase one? A Lim Lim will provide its own food. Eating insects, tiny rodents, and the like. They will follow you everywhere you go. Are easy to clean up after, are quiet, exercise themselves with their constant flipping about, and best of all, they leap over 15 feet when prodded with hot coals. One will only cost you but 40 coppers, my lord. A mere pittance for such an entertaining pet and friend. Mort, what do you think? Why not, boss? It'll be fun to kick around when we're down, right? Well, I can kick it vicariously through you, at least. I want to see that 15-foot hot coal jump, too. You know what? I'll take one. I'll take one, merchant. How nice, my lord. Here you are. My own Lim Lim. Do I have one in my inventory? Pet Lim Lim. This is your pet Lim Lim. Cool. I can talk to it. This is your pet Lim Lim. Noticing it has your attention, it chirps up at you lovingly. Pew! Oh! Let's pet it. Pew pew! The Lim Lim squirms about merrily, its wings buzzing. It seems to enjoy the affection immensely. Let's put him down the run round a little bit.
Come in, Basher. Look here, look
Oh!
here,
Where's he?
finest
Where's he?
Toledo
No!
blade.
No, no, no! Where are you going? Don't do that. Alright, we're done. Okay, that was frightening. That was frightening. I almost lost my friend. Alright, let's pick it back up. Alright, holy crap, that was terrifying. I don't believe I've ever purchased a Lim Lim whenever I played the game, so this is the first. I don't want to lose him. He's 5 pounds. I don't care. Carrying him around with us. So he's our pet Lim Lim. What if we give him as a gift to someone? Hive Dweller, Hive Dweller. Craddock. Oh, we had a message for him, I think. You see a huge man watching the area with a tight-lipped frown and narrowed eyes. He is hunched slightly, as if bearing a heavy load on his shoulders. The unpleasant smell of sweat and dirt wafts from his clothes. Alright, he's a dock worker or something. Greetings. The man glances down at you and his frown deepens. Aye. What are you sniffing around here for? You Craddock? Mayhap. He studies your face as if trying to recall you. If I am, what be it to ye? I come with a message from Bane, the sender. The message states, the shipment must be incursed by the 3rd day, or there will be a penalty. By the hells! Can they be such fools that they think we can miracle it there? Alright then, your message has found its way to the right ears, for all the good it will do. What's the problem? Look around ye! Craddock nods at the laborers in the marketplace and scowls. These laggards and half-wits can barely keep up with the load as it stands. And now it needs doing in half that time. Do you need any help? I'll tell you what I need. All my men to show up for work. Jelai's gone missing since this morning, and I need him back now. Jelai? Where did he go? That hive-bred goat is probably passed out on the street somewhere by the smoldering corpse when he should be here helping us. Worthless sod. I can go find him for you. For a price. Craddock is silent for a moment, then nods. Aye. You find Jelai, you tell him to drag his worthless bub-written hive here. I'll pay you for your trouble, he frowns. When you found him. Now get. You said he's likely by the smoldering corpse. Where's that?
Updated my journal.
It's south and east of here. Head to the southeast gate, then head east for about a block. It's got a mess of drunks outside. Can't miss it. Jelli's most like somewhere around there. Alright, I'll go look for him. Farewell. I foresee the end. Profira. This grim-looking woman spares you only a brief glance before returning to her rant on top of the stage. She has a powerful voice that carries across the marketplace, even cutting through the noise made by the merchants and the surrounding foot traffic. Even the factals see I foresee
I'm
the
gone.
end. A great darkness shall fall upon this city. Galha. You see a thin yellow-skinned humanoid covered with a variety of dazzling tattoos. His eyebrows have been accented by black charcoal lines, and his teeth are filed to points. He sees you and waves you over, rattling his dice in his hands. Greetings. He displays a feral, shark-toothed grin. His eyes are like shiny black orbs. His voice is low and raspy. Galha greets you as well. You have come to play a game, yes? Yeah, I'll play. I love games. Galha reaches into his tunic and pulls out a coin. This coin. Your coin. He places it at your feet, then pulls out another. This coin. Galha's. He places it at his own feet, then holds up 2 dice between his thumb and index finger. The dice. We both roll 1, yes? Go on. You roll higher. Both coins. He snatches the coin up from the ground and pro-offers them to you. Yours. Galha roll higher. He quickly tucks the coppers back into his tunic. Mine. Neither rolls higher. Coin stays for another roll. So, how much coin will lie at your feet? Oh, I like this. We'll play twice at 5 copper each. 5 copper commons. You both roll the dice until you roll higher. You pick up the coins and put them away. Gahoa nods, frowning. It is enough for now, but perhaps we shall play again later. You and I. Wait, is something wrong? Goha regards you closely for a moment, then nods. Never do I indulge in Hashma's folly. Never do I cheat, human. But I see fortune, read it, know it in the face of a man. However, you... In you I see nothing. I know nothing. You have no luck. No fortune, neither good nor ill. Or you make your own, perhaps. I do not know. He places his dice back into his tunic. We might play later, perhaps. But no more this moment. Alright, farewell. So he is not using loaded dice, but he has, I guess, an uncanny knowledge of what it would roll based upon the person. Maybe he has some sort of sixth sense. These barrels are empty. The hoops binding the wood are almost completely rusted through, and this one's actually searchable.
Huh?
Done.
Nothing in it. I don't think I have anything I want to put in there, do I? Oh, let's drop the club.
What? Sure, why not?
Right.
Oh, this is awkward.
gone.
I'm doing the
Okay.
doing the dance again. Okay, so we have that can stay in there. Oh, and Mort's not carrying any weight, so why don't we give him all this trinkets? Actually, wait. What's his
What's up,
charisma?
Chief?
What's your charisma, Mort? What's your charisma, Mort? 6. Never mind. Never mind. My bad. So sorry. We have the higher charisma. Might actually get a little bit of profit from these. Oh, I hit the C button to bring up the character sheet, and that's not what it is. The C button here will
Good as
lock
done.
the camera to your current character, which is why you see it moving the way it currently is moving. Oh god!
What's
We have
the word,
a
Chief?
fight.
I'm gone. All right. Damn. I'm gone.
Good job, Mort. Get that guy. Wow, good for me. Oh, good for Mort.
I'm gone.
All right, let's search
gone.
all the bodies. Another earring.
All right.
Another rat tail charm. We should probably put those on my hotbar. Oh, I can't really. We'll do this. Actually, we can give the charcoal charm to you, Mort, because you have free spaces.
All right.
Cool. Hey, that was very profitable, those guys. Self-defense, of course. Reekwind. This man is looking at you with a strange, bug-eyed stare. His eyes are huge. So huge, they look ready to pop out of his sockets and roll across the cobblestones. He nods eagerly as you approach, bobbing his head like a bird. As you near him, you suddenly notice the smell of urine and feces surrounding him. Ugh, greetings. The man sniffles, wiping his nose on his sleeve, then opens his mouth to reveal blackened, rotting gums. Stories for coin, Sarah. His breath reeks. It smells like this man has been keeping rotten meat stored inside his mouth. Stories for coin? Oh my god. Who are you? The man snorts, thick with phlegm. Names, names. Who you are, who you are. His head does a slight twitch every time he repeats himself. Names. Dangerous. Dangerous. He glances at the ground and stirs the dirt with his foot. Wow. Oh, don't worry, everyone. I'm not going to mimic him. That's... oh, wow. That's disgusting. Dangerous. Knowing a name or being stuck with one, both's a mess of trouble. He looks back up at you. My name's a given name, not one asked for. Reekwind. Once again, you become conscious of his reeking breath and the smell of urine and feces that surrounds him. A given name. A given name. Heh. An appropriate name. Not my true name. True name. Reekwind mumbles on, his head twitching every time he says name. A true name's a dangerous thing. Gives others power. He stares at you with his huge eyes and wags his finger. Keep your name secret. Keep it close. Never let it out. What do you mean? Names are like smells. Things can track you with them. Reekwind coughs, his eyes almost popping out of his skull as he does so. His cough seems to loosen his bowels, for he breaks wind loudly as if to accentuate the point. If someone knows a true name, it gives them power. He licks his lips. The power to hurt. I don't know my true name.
Updated my journal.
Reekwind's eyes widen. Seeing his eyeballs bulge even larger makes you uneasy. Then you are blessed. Blessed. Remain nameless, and you shall be as a spirit on the plains, untraceable, untrackable, unseen, undiscovered. He smacks his gums wetly. A name chosen, a name given. It allows others to find you and hurt you. Have you been hurt? Reekwind gives a twitching nod, then scratches himself. Let my name slip once. Once. Only once. Only once. His eyes film over as the memory is painful, then glances at you uneasily. Tell you the story, I can, I will. But 3 coppers must I see. His face, splits into a smile as he says the word coppers, and his reeking breath hits you like a hammer. Very well. Here's the 3 copper. Reekwind gets into a stance, looks left, looks right, then faces you. His face clenches, then with a grunt, he breaks wind again. The smell nearly levels you, but he takes no notice. Cursed I! Walk the wards in splendor! He stands up stiffly, nose high in the air, and saunters back and forth, nodding to invisible passers-by. Let's listen.
Updated my journal.
Reekwind freezes, his arms akimbo. Crossed paths with a crossed one. Had the looking of a pumpkin. His seeds. Curses. Reekwind then thrusts his belly out so as to appear fat. Slicks back his hair with a filthy palm so he looks almost bald, and begins drumming his fingers on his fat belly. He then walks about, circling the spot where his stuffy upper-class persona used to be. All a jumble with curses this one was. With a sneer and a careless gesture, Requin tosses an invisible curse at the stuffy persona. Knew my name. Let it slip I had. All it took. Took it all. He stiffens up again, inhaling deeply and resuming his upper-class persona. The persona suddenly crumples, and Weakwind breaks wind violently, then exhales, filling the air with his foul, reeking breath. Cursed with stenches, smells, excrement. Came here to tell tales for good, wow. All good for now. Now Reekwind is the name. Given name. I see. I had some other questions. Questions. Reekwind hunches over, regarding you warily with his huge eyes. Answers. Can you tell me where I could find someone named Farad? Farad, wow. I am so bad at this, everyone. I'm so sorry. Reekwind suddenly hunches over and leers at you. He walks around you for a moment, dragging his leg as if lame. A king! A noble tale. A tale I can tell. But 3 coppers I must see. Very well. Here are the 3 coppers. Reekwind remains hunched over, staring at you. Once a man of respect, Farad was. A man of goals and position. All became nothing turned into air. Reekwind squints and then breaks wind, filling the air with a gut-churning smell. Turned to air and stink. A liar, a cheater, a man who twisted law, Farad was. He hunches over as if writing at a desk. He writes for a moment, then suddenly stops, afraid. Then, one day, he found that he had twisted himself. Such a liar he had become that when he died, he was to go to a horrible place. Reekwind shakes his head sadly, then hunches over again and looks wildly in all directions. Farad would not accept it. Would not. He had cheated others. He would cheat his fate, too. He read, dug in books, and consulted seers. Reekwind stalks back and forth, his hand over his eyes as if staring off into the distance. And they told him that only in trash could he find that which would let him cheat his fate. Reekwind breaks wind again, then gives a reeking cough. Perhaps they lied.
Updated my journal.
Reekwind stands up stiffly, then begins to fling off imaginary clothes. With every piece of clothing he throws away, he becomes more hunched. Farad threw away his position, his goals, and took up a new title. Reekwind stops and leers at you. He claws at his rags, shaking them, and became a king of rags. He would rule the trash, have his subjects search it all, and find that which he needed. He shakes his head. He looks, even now. Do you know where I could find him? Reekwind shakes his head. He lives amongst rags and trash. There, you will find him. I have heard enough then, Reekwind. Farewell. We'll come back later to talk to him. I think he might have a few other stories
I'm
for
gone.
us. This one will fetch a pretty piece of jink. Iron Nails. Interesting name. This broad-shouldered woman is shuffling about amongst the huge beams lying on the street. She kicks at the beams with the iron-shod boots. Every once in a while, she bends down and wrenches a nail from one of the boards with her bare hands. She holds each one up, appraising it, then drops it into a leather sling bag. Greetings! She straightens up, hearing your approach. She's smiling politely, but from her stance and the way her hand rests close to the hilt of her weapon, you can tell she's ready for trouble. I guess in this place, you would have to be. Oh, look at her, too! She actually looks like has a dagger in her hands. You notice one of her eyes has a milky film over it. Oh, she's either sick or she's been hurt before. That's close enough, Cutter. What do you need from me? Can I ask you some questions? She nods. Ask away, then. Oh, look, and she changed her stance. That's all. I've never noticed this before. I'm so sorry. I'm always staring down here at these. Who are you? She pulls 3 nails from her sling bag, tossing them, spinning into the air, and catching them in her palm. Iron Nails, they call me. She drops them back into the bag with a muffled clink. Why are you collecting the nails? I sell them to a man. Name a Hamries in the lower ward. Maker of coffins he is. Oh. Where's the lower ward? I used to know the way I did, but the Dabbas have changed the streets round again. Don't know how to get there now. I'll need to chart a new path. But I figure the Dabbas will straighten things out eventually. Dabbas? Aye, Dabbas, lady servants? She looks at you puzzled. You must be new to Sigil. Tell me more about them. They work all over the city, doing the lady's will. Always building and rebuilding they are. Using what's fallen or torn down to make something new. I don't think I'll ask her about the lady, but I guess it can't hurt. Most, I would imagine, Sigil natives probably don't want to talk about her. Nils frowns at you. Oh, no you don't. I won't be saying anything more about her than I already have. She traces a semicircle over her heart with a finger. Take my advice, Burke. Don't go asking around about the lady. Can I ask you something else, then? She nods. Ask away, then. Can you tell me about this place? Look, Cutter, I have a lot of work to do. The nails aren't finding their way into me bag while I'm spilling chant with ye. Why don't you pick another Cutter's brain box about that for a time? Oh, perhaps I will, then. Farewell. Farewell to you too, then, Cutter. Thug. Oh, these are thugs.
I'm
You
gone.
don't need to talk with one of them. A harlot? She's green-skinned? She is.
I'm
That's
gone.
hot. Come chat with me, love. No, thank you. There's another gift there. A dustman. What's he doing up over here? Ash mantle. You see a pale-faced dustman in long black robes. Unlike the dustman you saw in the mortuary, however, this man looks confused and is glancing about as if looking for something. When he spots you, he raises his hand to attract your attention. Greetings. The man seems relieved that you are speaking to him. He bows slightly. Thank you for hearing me, traveler. I am known as Ashmantle, one of the Dustman sect. I was wondering if you could direct me. I don't know the area very well, and I'm looking for a certain establishment, a bar, that those of my sect frequent. Do you know of such a place? Oh, the Dustman Bar? It's by the mortuary. Orient yourself by the mortuary front gate, then walk directly southwest. You can't miss it. The Dustman smiles. Thank you very much, traveler. I appreciate your kindness. The people of the Hive are rarely helpful in such matters. Tell me about it. Let's say, can I ask you some questions? Oh, what questions do you have? Can you tell me a little about the Dustman? He pauses for a moment, then nods. It would be my pleasure. We, the Dustmen, recognize this life for what it is, an opportunity to experience our passions before the next life. We sift through the dust of our past lives for meeting before the next. That is an unusual view for a Dustman. The man blinks. Well, I'm not a common Dustman. No, I'm gathering that. Who are you? The man nods a little uncomfortably. Why, I'm Ashmantle, one of the Ninth Circle. Ninth Circle? There is no such thing. He suddenly tenses up. I haven't got time to debate the practices and rankings of the Dustman sect with you. So if you'll excuse me, we'll grab his hand. This guy's lying to us. Your hand snaps out and wraps around the wrist in a crushing grip. You see the Dustman facade crumple, and he snarls as he tries to tear away from your grip. Unhand me, dog, or I'll call the guards. Guards? Go ahead and call them then. I'm sure there's plenty around here. Looks more irritated than anything else. What gave me away? Your ignorance on some of the common Dustman philosophies. You should do some research before trying to run a con on someone smarter than you. Now I had some questions for you. What's your questions, then? What are you doing in that Dustman getup? He shrugs. Nobody suspects a Dustman. He gives a hollow chuckle. Can make a nice bit of jink before anyone catches on to the peel. Oh, okay, so he might have tried to pick our pocket when we turned around and left. Interesting. Something else? I'm looking for someone named Farad. Do you know him? What about him? Who is he? Will you let me go if I tell you? Yes. Farrow's a collector boss. He has lots of boys in his shadow, and chant is that they've got a tidy operation all set up. Don't know much else about it. I'd be careful if I was tagging with them. Where can I find him? He's got his kip in Ragpicker Square. It's this huge batch of rags and garbage north and west of here. Head through the north gate. Keep heading north until you hit it. Chant is that Farrow's hiding out in the trash mountain somewhere. Maybe buried beneath them. Who knows? Now you gonna let me go? Yeah, get out of here. Actually, yeah, we'll let him go. We didn't fall for it. Sigil's filled with all sorts of people. These people should probably take care of themselves. So, yeah, get out of here. I see you around again. I'll gut you. Actually, I don't want to threaten him. All I can do to keep my promise is to threaten him. I'd rather not, but I don't want to break my word. So we'll say number 4. Sure, I don't ever want to even hear of you pulling this little con anywhere in Sigil again. Understand? He nods. Agreed. Never cross paths again. I'll find another job elsewhere. Very well, get out of here. This monument looks similar to the ones outside the mortuary. There are no identifying marks on it, either. Tasty, tasty ratsies! Fresh from the something! Creedon. This foul-looking man is quick to notice he's caught your attention. In moments, he's upon you, hawking his wares. He carries a long wooden pole. Dozens of skinned and cooked rats dangle from it. As he speaks, he gestures to them with a broad, filth-encrusted hand, smiling a yellowed, snaggle-toothed grin all the while. Oi, Cutter! How you doing there? What sort of delicious ratsies are you interested in this fine day? Let's examine them. Each rat has been skinned and gutted, their feet and tails removed. They dangle from the pole by hooks punched through their necks. As you examine the various manners in which they've been prepared, you realize that their heads are slightly misshapen. A bulbous knot of bone protrudes from each cranium, covered in whorls that give it the appearance of a brain tissue. Those are strange-looking rats. Ah, you got a keen eye there, Cutter. All I sell is brain vermin, I do. I'm sure you'll find that they've got a much richer flavor than your usual rat. Quite nice, really. He offers them to you once more, waving the pole before your face enticingly. The rats sway to and fro, hooked like tiny sides of beef. Brain vermin. Ah, Cutter, brain vermin. Foul creatures they are. Now, your normal rats, they just eat stored goods and multiply, spread disease and all that. A nuisance, really, no more. Your cranium rat, though, brain vermin, what I go after, they're just trouble. When you get more than a handful of little bikers about, they start to get smart on you. Sometimes real smart. Oh, they become intelligent. Sure as I'm standing here before you, they do. If I ran across more than 2 score of them, I'd flee from a case like that. He snaps his fingers to emphasize the point. You get that many of them to pack, why, and they get as smart as a man, they do. Go on. Here's my best advice for you, Cutter. If you're bent on catching brain vermin, stick to small packs, a dozen or so at most. And I tell you, he steps close, his breath fetid in your face, and speaks in a hushed tone. You run into more than that. More than a couple dozen, you run like you're in the shadow of the lady. Backs away from you again. Why? What is there to fear? Sorcery, Cutter. Sorcery! You get enough of those little fiends into space, they'll gain all sorts of odd powers. Make a basher's brain pour out of his ears, they will. Downright frightening. It's just wrong, I tell you. That's why Sigil's so eager to be rid of them. The bounty and all. Sigil. Ah, Sigil, the cage. What were you looking to know, Cutter? Why do they call it the cage? He shakes his head and laughs, causing the dead vermin in the rat hole to wiggle about. You see, Cutter, it's on account of all these doors. Some folk call Sigil the city of doors. Magical doors they are, and everywhere too. They lead to anywhere, and I mean anywhere. But here's the trick of it all. They're all locked. So it's more a cage than anything else. You can only come and go if you have the right key. Oh, tell me about these. The rat catcher peers quixotically at Mort, who floats beside you. A Cutter'd think you'd just ask your mirror for a dark like that, he would. Mort seems to be taken aback, as all eyes fall on him. What? What? You get the impression that Had he lips, he'd be whistling innocently. Do you have an explanation, Mort? Well, I say we hear this man out, yeah? Mort turns and stares hard at the Ratcatcher. No? Let's hear what you have to say, Mort. Oh, come on, Chief. Why would I hold out on you? I've told you everything useful I know. Let's just get this Burke take on the whole thing. Very well. The Ratcatcher is staring at you both in confusion and scratching his head. Suddenly realizes he's the focus of attention once more. He shakes off with a puzzled expression and recomposes himself. Hoo-hoo! You want some sorts of a chant, you do. Well, I'll give you the short of it all. The cage is full of doors. These doors are everywhere, all throughout the city of Sigil. But you can't see them, not unless you have the right key. Each door has its own key, and each key is different. One key might be a real key, brass and all, right? But another could be, say, a cooked rat. Or a little jig it does in front of the door. Once you has the right key, you step on through to go wherever the door takes you. How do you find out what key opens what door? He shrugs, bobbing the rat pole and setting the cooked vermin jangling about once more. You just have to ask the right people, people who know. The dark about that sort of thing, I suppose. See, some doors stay still, and some move. They drive a blood barmy trying to keep track of them all. I don't use the doors much myself, so it won't be of much help to ye. How would you know where a door goes? He frowns, mulling the answer over in his head. Chances are, if you knew the key, you'd know where the door leads already. If you open one accidentally, say, you just have to be careful, you would. You could try sticking your hand in, taking a peek, or head in and taking a peek, but some doors will just suck you right in. You could end up in all manner of foul places, Cutter. Mark my words. Interesting. Mind if I ask you something about something else? What's your question, Cutter? What's this building behind you? He tosses a glance over his shoulder. That's the Office of Vermin and Disease Control, Cutter. I sell my rat tails there for jink, and cook the little blares up and sell them. Someone pays for those rat tails. That's right, Cutter. There's a Burke in the Office of Vermin and Disease Control, named a Lord. Pays a bounty on him. Copper or head, or tail, it is. Eh? But they gotta be brain vermin, they do. Not just ordinary rats. Tell me more about this Lord fellow. His name's Fenris. Fenris Lord. I think he was some sort of high up, he was. Put down by his rivals and stuck here in the arse end of Sigil. The Burke sits in there alone all night and day, it seems, waiting for folk to bring in tales and paying them the bounty. You know the best part? Poor sod must be allergic to rats, because he's always got a huge rat show going on. Powers you praise. I ain't that fella. Put down? Any ideas why that would happen? Well, he's a right chatty, he is. He'll rattle his bone box for hours on just how smart he is and like the like. And yeah, that's got something to do with it. He shrugs. Okay, so he's got a lot of pride and likes to talk. Let me ask another question. I would like one of those rats you have there. I'll try anything once. Good, Cutter, good. What sorts will you like? He points at each in turn with a grimy fingernail. I's got 'em baked, spiced, boiled, and charred. All fresh, all scrumptious. And only 3 coppers for 2. Nice. You know, spiced sounds good. You hand over the coppers and, in one swift motion, he runs a pair of spiced rats through with a wooden skewer, unhooks them, and places them in your hand. He winks at you. Enjoy, Cutter. Let's eat it. The rat meat is aromatic and quite spicy, apparently marinated in some sort of herbal mixture before being cooked. It's a bit greasy and rather rich, tasting of some other meat you're sure you've had before, like chicken. The man looks at you expectantly. Did you like it? Will you like another? Yeah, that was pretty tasty. I'll have another. Let's have a baked one. You hand over your coppers, and in one swift... Alright, that's the same thing. Let's eat it. The rat's flesh is tender and moist. It comes off the bone easily and melts in your mouth. It is slightly greasy and rather rich, tasting of some other sort of meat. You're sure you've had it before. The man looks at you expectantly. Do you like it? Will you like another? It was good, but I think I'm full. Thank you, Creedon, and take care. Alright, let's explore a little more of down here before we go in there. Oh boy. Right, I'm gonna run this way. Mort's going to taunt this guy.
You got a face only a sledgehammer could love. Yes. Good as done.
Wow, Mort, that's awesome.
Done.
What's up? You dog's body. Good as done.
Die.
Wow. Awesome hit. Okay, now we loot the bodies. A rat tail charm. Usually, defeated enemies will drop something. Can we go in? Oh, we can go in here. Let's see what's in here. Oh, hello.
I'm gone.
There's a lady in here. You see a woman with a worried look about her face. Greetings. I'm waiting for my husband to get back. He's been gone a while now, and I'm getting worried. Well, I'm sure he'll be back soon. I'm sure you're right. Oh my, look at the time. If you'll excuse me, I have some work to finish up. Farewell, then. Harlot.
I'm gone.
Collector. Oh, a girl in blue. Right? It was supposed to be... No, she's wearing blue and has black hair. That was Amaris. Oh god, another fight.
Yeah. You got a face only a sledgehammer could love. And
I'm
has... Huh?
Oh,
Sure, why not?
oh my god!
All right.
What? Hi, Dad. What's up, Chief? Even 50 swigs of brandy wouldn't make you look good.
Oh, he was using this
See
taunt.
that?
I'm gone.
I did. Or go ahead and attack him. Good job, everyone.
Okay.
Everyone, good job, Bort. And us, the nameless one.
What's the word, Chief?
Ooh, a clot charm. Wow, that's a lot of cash right there. Can we walk in this place? We can't search any of these. We can't walk in this place, so we might as well give it a look.
I'm gone.
Hi, Dweller. Hello, sir. You see a pale man standing in the middle of the room. He is hunched over and doesn't look well. Greetings. I feel terrible. What happened? I'm not sure, but I think a bit of rest will do me good. Can you please leave me alone? Sure. Farewell. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just walking to people's homes and just talking to them. Can you imagine if that happened in real life? Someone just walks into your home, walks into your room when you're playing video games, and is like, "Excuse me, sir, can I ask you some questions?" And you're like, "What are you doing in my house?" And then he's like, "I'd like to know about this place. Can you tell me about this place? What is there to do around here?" Crier of Es-Anan. Streams of tears have carved channels down this man's dust-covered face. He looks to be a monk or a holy man of some sort, but the dirt covering his body makes it nearly impossible to see the man beneath. He is chanting and rolling his head back and forth. It looks like some sort of ritual. Greetings. The man stops his frenzied chanting and stares at you with his tear-rimmed eyes. He opens his parched mouth to speak, but all he can manage is a withered croak. What's wrong? Why are you crying? His voice is so hoarse that it sounds like he has been without water for days. As you watch, a tear trickles down his face. I am a crier of Es-Anan. Es-Anan? What is that?
Updated my journal.
What is Es-Anan? The man throws back his head and gives a rasping laugh. It sounds brutal and defeated. Es-Anan is not a man, but a city. Oh, I was supposed to ask who it was, Es-Anan. Why do you cry for a city? We cry its name because Es-Anan must not be forgotten. All the criers of Es-Anan carry this burden. You mourn a city. Why would you do such a thing? Because its name is all that remains. Its avenues of light. Its great spiraling parks. When it was laid waste and reduced to memory, only 70 of its people survived. It was our duty to see that its name was remembered across the plains. Many criers of Es-Anan have died for the sake of remembering. Many. If it places you and the others at risk, why don't you stop? The tears I shed, the dust that cloaks me, These things are as nothing compared to what awaits should I give up my sacred burden. We must see to it that its name is remembered. We are living memories to its passage. If that's so, then what happens if you all die? A fresh tear springs in the crier's eye. Even his dust-caked face cannot disguise his look of despair. I do not know. We criers of Essanon cannot mourn it forever. Even now, the dust clings to our robes, the spit dries in our mouths, our bodies wither and die. Is there anything I can do to help you? You are kind to ask. The crier shakes his head. Unless you can immortalize Essanon, there is no help to be had. Does it have to be you that cries Essanon's name? Does it matter? Another man might cry the name, but then he too would die. A tear slowly forms in the corner of his eye, then begins to trickle down his cheek. There is nothing to be done. When the criers of Essanon die, so dies Essanon. What about a tombstone? The crier blinks. Tombstone. It's a stone that records a man's name, his life, and a eulogy. If it serves a man, could it not also serve a city that has died? Stones may do such things. Yes, and their lifetime is much longer than a man's. If its name was carved on stone, would Essanon's memory be served? The man pauses. Would others see this name? Yes. It would be there for all to see, long after you have died. This is one of the reasons I go to the graveyard near here. I never really see people visit, and I don't know, it's sad. I'm sure people visit, the graves of those people that they knew. But when everyone they knew died, no one will visit them again. I talk as if they're still here, but I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Yes. Okay, I'm sorry, I already said this. Sorry, I was thinking very sad thoughts. The man nods. If such a thing were possible, he turns to you. Where would one find such a stone? In exchange for some coppers, I could go seek a tombstone and have Essanon's name carved upon it. You would do this. The man's eyes water up again. You would be setting all the criers of Essanon free. But 80 of us remain. The burden of remembering would be over after so many years. And all you would ask is some copper in return. Never mind. I'll do it for free. I will return when the name is carved.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to stop here. When we come back, we'll explore this place, and we still have a little more, I guess, over in this section of the Merchant's Ward. Right, is that where we are? Oh, no, we're just in the Hive. Just the Hive, in the southwest corner of it. Alright, when we come back, we'll explore more of this area then. Thank you all guys for watching. I will see you soon.